Lord help me today. Hi friends. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you enjoyed the last video I posted, which as of right now, I haven't even started editing yet. But I'm sure by the time this comes out, it will be linked up here. We're doing another hue fixation today. For this month, April's hue fixation is perfect greens. And if you've been around this channel long enough, you know green is my favorite color. So understandably, I am excited for this month's hue fixation, but also it is surprisingly stressful. You really ought to know what my desk looks like at this exact moment in time. So naturally, because green is my favorite color, I tend to gravitate toward a lot of green eyeshadow. In any palette, it is the thing that I zero in on first. It is usually the impetus for me to buy any palette. Even if it's just a pop of color, I'm like, oh, that green though. Thusly, I have a shit ton of palettes in my collection that feature some very good greens. But are they perfect? This is the question. Today, folks, we are gonna try and narrow it down. I'm gonna do my darndest and my level best to create the green eyeshadow look of my dreams. And I'm not prepared for this pressure right now. Understandably, it's a lot. So I'm gonna do my best to just talk through this whole process and see if we can come up with a gorgeous color story that is perfect. I'll see myself out for this month's hue fixation, perfect greens. I say we just dive on in because it's gonna take us a minute to figure this one out, I have a feeling. So why don't we just hunker down and play with some green eyeshadow and try not to get too stressed out about it. So let's stop stalling and just get started. I think the first thing I need to tackle is what undertone of green I want to stick to, because boy howdy, there are a lot of different categories of green. I think I've sort of settled into two different camps here. Your kind of blue-based greens and your yellow-based greens. Your yellow-based greens are definitely gonna err more on the swampy side of the color spectrum, and your blue-based greens leaning more towards your jewel-toned kind of vibe. But here's the thing, I'm kind of a sucker for a really straight down the barrel Kelly green, and I think that's a hard line to toe. A lot of these I think I will cut straight away purely because they lean way too far into either camp. I'm actually also going out tonight, so I can't get too crazy. So we're gonna keep it pretty glam today. At the end of this video, I do really wanna feel like we are firmly planted within green and not within blue or yellow. So with all that in mind, I think we should just dive on in. Let's just start making some cuts. So I think the first thing I want to sadly cut is the It's Frickin' Bats palette. I thought of it immediately because I know there's this amazing jewel toned green in here, Atoms, but I think it just errs too far on the blue side for it to really translate. Also, handbook up there, I know it is absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous, but I think I know what I'm gonna use for my shimmers today, and I don't think you're gonna be disappointed about them. We're just gonna take this one eyeshadow at a time. As far as the deep tone greens go, I am kind of waffling back and forth between two shades here. We have the Fairy Frolic palette and we have the Strawberry Milkshake palette, both of which have really lovely deep tone greens in them. Looking at them on camera, I can now kind of tell which one has more of a neutral undertone, and it's this guy right here. It is aptly named green, so I feel like it's only fair that we give that one a fair shake, and then we can kind of build from there. So we're gonna put you aside and we're gonna say bye-bye to Fairy Frolic. Bye-bye. If you want to see my Fairy Frolic video, you can find that up here. Gosh, you know you really have an eyeshadow problem when there is not enough space in your studio to display all of your favorites. This is one I kind of toyed with pulling out just because we haven't seen it on the channel yet, but I honestly think this palette deserves its own dedicated palette potential down the line. So I don't know if I want to bust it out for you today. I mean, pretty sensational. And this shade was the one I was thinking of picking up today. It's very tempting, but I think we're gonna save this bad boy. So look forward to that sometime in the future. I mean, are any of you surprised that that one ended up in my collection? I don't think so. Oh, here's a blast from the past. The then Muse Beauty Impressionism palette has some lovely greens that definitely gear towards Kelly-like. Parasol might be a good transition shade, and I did a whole series on this palette. I'll link it up here. If anything, I would use it for that light transition shade, but it's not kind of giving me the oomph that I think I require for this look. So we're gonna say goodbye to Impressionism for now. Also, just so you know, this isn't every palette that I own with a green eyeshadow in it. This is already narrowed down, if you can believe it. The more I'm looking at it, the more I think that Stem is a good transition shade for this look as well. I was really hoping to branch out into different palettes today though, because I wanted to do a variety of brands as well. And I know we just looked at her, but I think I have the perfect mid-tone green. Mermaid Lagoon is pretty much just straight up and down the middle. And as much as I love the color story of the Moonfall palette, I think Moon Moss is erring too far on the side of Swampy Green as well as Artifact, although it is tempting. The Moonfall video was actually quite recent. I will link it up here as well. I'm still kind of toying with the idea of using this as a transition shade as well. I know Murky airs on the side of Swampy, but it's just so punchy and vibrant. It's just calling to me. So I'm gonna leave it out for now because I wanna swatch it. I wanna see how it looks with the rest of the color story. We'll just put this down as a maybe for now. Vintage Rose was also a very strong contender for today, but I do believe it is a titch too muted for what I want to achieve today. This is good. Talking through this, it feels good. It's therapeutic. There's some really delicious stuff in here, especially Darkling. And if we were going mossy with this look, I think this would be the perfect deep tone. As it stands, I think actually if we wanted to get any more depth out of this look, Uncharted might be the way to go. There was one green I didn't lay out, but now I'm thinking I might want to actually pick up. This is the Ugly palette by Likely Makeup, and Sour, this guy over here, is a really nice vibrant lime green. Also could be good for transitioning, and I'm just having a hard time deciding what kind of vibe we want to go with today. This is harder than I thought. And then of course, oh god, I didn't even think about this one, but this is also an option. Oh, guys, I totally forgot about this palette. No, I was doing so well. I mean, it's a fully green palette. It's just straight up a green palette. Like, am I an idiot for not using this? I kind of hate this. Okay, but do you see what I mean when I'm talking about a neutral undertone with a green? When you look at this green versus this one, it's like I need to do two separate green looks for this month, because if I wanted to do a khaki look with like swampy undertones, this palette is all about that. I mean, comment down below if that's something you want to see, because I feel very foolish not to use this today. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be a no, which is very surprising. But if you want a video dedicated to Swamp Queen Green, leave a comment down below and we'll see if we can make it work. And here's the other thing I didn't pull, but now I'm suddenly considering. Take a hint. I mean, honestly, if we don't use this as our transition, I think that would be kind of foolish. We're gonna throw that in the mix. We're gonna put Arcana away for now because I think I've almost got this sorted. And folks, I think I'm gonna put this one away. I think this guy is just going to muddy up the proceedings. We're gonna have to say goodbye to the Nocturnal palette. Oh, I know, it's kind of rough. Even the packaging is perfect for today. Oh my god. Now this is tricky because a lot of shimmers in my collection are shifty, and things that are green in person may not necessarily be green on camera. So I am hesitant to use anything from Cleona. That being said, there is one in here that would be pretty juicy. But, hear me out. We haven't even looked at the All I Ever Wanted palettes. Both 1 and 2 have some delicious green shimmers in them. I mean, Basilisk, like stop it. Come on. All right, folks, we're gonna start getting into swatches. Oh my god. So this is Basilisk. I mean, and here, oh, it's a multi-chrome. Didn't realize that until just now. The audacity, honestly, the audacity. Ooh, oh, on camera, it's so pretty. This is not helping things. So I think we'll use Stone to lighten things up, especially near the inner third. Oh, and as much as I want to use Basilisk so freaking bad, it is steering more towards blue, isn't it? A crying shame. Honestly, oh, it's so beautiful. It's got more glitter reflect in it, so it just picks up so beautifully on camera. We're gonna burn that bridge when we get to it because I can't actually decide. But we are gonna do a little swatcheroony of, I think, all the things I'm gonna use today. This, I believe, will be our color story for today. It's a real beaut, and I'm now very psyched. I might want to try and throw in like a really dark green shimmer. This is Alchemy from Arcana. And if we needed a shimmer transition from the dark matte into one of these shimmers, I think this would be also really useful. All right, folks, there we have it. My perfect greens. Read 'em and weep. Let's just zoom on in and get this train rolling. Who knew this would be the most stressful video I ever had to make? So I don't think I'm gonna stray too far from what I normally do. I think a lot of these darker shimmers lend themselves way more to a soft look than a cut crease. I know she's repetitive and boring, but also I wanna look cute tonight. So we're just gonna stick to what we know best. And folks, what we know best is a soft, sensible shimmer. Let's just quickly throw down some primer. Also, if you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say hue fixation, it was a hashtag on Instagram started by Ratbore, and a bunch of creators are using the hashtag to get creative with specific colors. The first one I participated in was last month's, was March's. Primer doesn't want to stick to the outer corner today. That might give us some trouble later on down the line, but let's just hope it doesn't. I don't want anything to get in the way of my perfect green dreams today. Let's start the train off with Take a Hint. Basically just building what we're going to blend into later on. It's just a jumping off point, so keeping it pretty loosey-goosey. Even for a pastel though, it shows up. It really does, and I love Creepy Cute for that. Like, look how beautiful that is already. It's been ages since I pulled this out, but Shroud still stocks it. So definitely, if you don't have pastels in your collection already, highly recommend this one. And again, I don't want to get too out of control with this one today because I am going out after we film today. I don't know why I say we all the time. It's just me. There is no one else in the room. Lord knows I wish I had an assistant or a producer. And I do think this will be a quick pit stop, but let's deepen things up a little bit with Sour. Basically just to add a little brightness to the pastel, not going crazy with it. In reality, one of these steps would probably be skipped, but today we're doing perfect greens, and I plan to stick to the brief. So she's a little extra today, but we are going for that vibrant, bright transition. These are working so beautifully together. Pristine. Moving quickly here, let's jump into Mermaid Lagoon. Trying not to cover up all the other blending we've done, but just to keep building the gradient. And I think I will leave this inner little pocket a lighter green than the rest because I kind of like featuring that limey pastel a little bit in this look separate from the rest. And of course, going back and forth a little bit, building the blend as we go, because of course you're never gonna get it right the first time. I'm loving this blend though. It is really, really beautiful. Let us move on to deeper waters with green. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, and I knew that little spot was gonna give me trouble. It's not quite sticking, but we're gonna persevere. Let's throw in a little bit of Uncharted from Lure just to see if we can get more depth in that outer corner. We're in concentration mode now, folks. I think I've camouflaged that patch just enough to make this work. Just deepening up that lower lash line on the outer third a little bit. Yeah, I'm really loving this blend. I stand by my convictions. It really is that like Poison Ivy-esque color palette, you know, just crisp. Not gonna lie, this eye look is looking pretty snatched. She's looking pretty snatched. Okay, now comes the hard part, deciding on shimmers. Guys, I'm so Natalie Imbruglia on this. You have absolutely no idea. We're just gonna start with some Glimmer Grasp, guys, you know? We're just gonna do this so we don't have to think about it for another 5 seconds. Let's do it. Let's start with Thorn. Let's just do the multi-chrome. Let's do balls to the wall. Let's see what happens. That is It's really stunning. You can really see the shift actually, which is surprising. You know what? I can't help myself. We're gonna put a little bit. We're just gonna put a little bit right here. I just gotta know. Oh my God, it's so pretty too. Just a bit of sparkle to diffuse everything. The multi-chrome is beautiful, but it's flat. There's no glitter particles in it, so it just doesn't like to blend out. Let's move into some stone. Oh yeah, bitch. Frick yeah. This is pretty stunning. And we managed to fit it all in. Oh my God, sell 5. Going back into Thorn to just kind of blend those two together. But we're really cooking with gas here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Uncharted along the lash line, not to create any sort of wing, but just to darken the lashes a tiny bit. Because I don't think I want to put a wing on this, but I do think I want this to have a very finished look to it. Yeah, there we go. Honestly, just a showcase for some really gorgeous eyeshadow. I think the last finishing step, I'm gonna use Alchemy just to blend at the edge here. I really do love those soft shimmers that act kind of like a transition from matte to shimmer when you're going for those really soft blended looks. All right, I'm putting down the brushes. You know, even with that little patch being a bit of a bitch, I'm really pleased with this look. I cannot wait to see it with lashes. I think it's really going to just send this green into outer space. So for now, I'm gonna leave it here, go off camera, throw on some lashes, and then we will come back and complete the rest of this perfect green fantasy. Look, I get it. I do this type of look a lot, but listen, I feel so pretty. I am obsessed with this eyeshadow look. It is green to perfection. I am so happy with it. Y'all are just gonna have to deal with this green monster I've created because she's going out in the town tonight and she's feeling a little sassy. It's green apples, it's lime, it's poison ivy. This to me is indicative of perfect greens. And I'm not a green elitist. I love all hues of greens. All greens are perfect in the Lord's eyes. I get it, but this is doing it for me. I hope it's doing it for you too. Let's move on. I already did some Rosé and Brunch by Danessa Myricks under my powder today, and I think I'm just gonna do it over my powder as well because I love this blush and I don't use it enough. Plus, I do think that rosy neutral peach just gives the green a chance to shine. It complements it but doesn't overpower it. So we're just gonna take a little bit of that again and just kind of reinforce that. Not by a lot, just to bring back some glow to the cheek. Plus, this blush is great for using both under and over powder. It is such a beautiful formula of blush. If you have not tried one of these yet and you love cream blush, I highly recommend it. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do for highlight because I, again, don't want to detract from the look and I don't want it to clash either. So I'm thinking maybe Pillow Talk would be the really nice, safe choice. But also Coastin' from ColourPop could be really beautiful here. I'm just gonna tap that on, see how we like it. Ooh, yeah. I was just thinking that a Super Shock would probably jive really well with a cream blush, and I was right. But I think I'm gonna brighten things up with Golden from Unearthly just a tiny bit, only because I really loved how it looked as a topper in the last video I did. So I'm actually just gonna take a brush with this one. I'm gonna finish the eye off really quickly before we move on to a lip. I'm gonna grab some stone and just pop that underneath. And to make things even messier, I'm just gonna take a hair of Basilisk. And now I'm covered in glitter. So I'm gonna take a little bit of loose powder, and even though this never really works the way I want it to, just try and dust away some of that fallout. And then I'm gonna take a tiny bit of that highlight and really focus it in on the inner corner. Just realized I need a green highlighter, a shifty green highlighter. Why don't I own that yet? Let's stop procrastinating and actually do the lip. I believe I wanna use Rule by House Labs. Old House Labs, not the new and improved House Labs. I think that's the vibe I'm going for. I'm not sure if it's too dark or not, but let's just start here. Sorry, that stopped recording and I was too lazy to get up and hit record again. You've seen me line my lips 1,000 times. You know the drill. Yeah, this is the right move. I think it's neutral enough and it's not too pink because I usually use Almond Rose in this kind of situation, but I was just worried it would lean a little bit too rosy and not neutral enough to really just let the eyeshadow have its moment. You know what I mean? But the gloss I want to use today, I think if you've been watching the channel for the last few videos, you know it's coming. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Unearthly Cosmetics sent me their entire line of lip glosses. There's about 14 of them, if I counted correctly, and I am doing my absolute level best to try and use every single one of them. And when else am I gonna use this than on a day like today, where we are honoring the color green? So thank you, Unearthly Cosmetics, for giving me a very good excuse to whip out green lip gloss. It's letting me be monochromatic without actually being monochromatic to an irritating degree. That is 2000s in a very satisfying way. All right, I think I'm gonna put the finishing touches on it and spray her down. I do feel like it is my duty every time I actually remember to put on bottom mascara to document it for you guys. So here you go. All right, folks, that is this look all complete. And I gotta say, apparently nothing because I can't stop touching my hair. Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. I love this look. This look just hits me right in the comfort zone. Like, this is my favorite style of eyeshadow. It's my favorite color. I'm wearing my favorite lashes, which, oh shit, by the way, are the Raw Beauty Kristi Lovely Lashes. We should all know by now they're one of my favorites, blah, blah, blah. You know the rest of the story. This is like a power look for me. If I wanna go out and feel powerful and confident, this is probably, maybe potentially the exact look that I would pull together. It is giving me comic book superhero villain vibes, and it's just a good representation all around of what I love about makeup. It's bold, it's colorful, it's empowering. You know, going into this video, I was really overwhelmed knowing just how much green is in my collection, but through the process of elimination, I think I really narrowed it down to what I would classify as the perfect green in the tonal sense. You know what I mean? Maybe not perfect per se, but straight down the barrel green. It's not too swampy, but it's also not too ocean. Honestly, I think I nailed it. I don't know, what do you guys think? All of these shadows really came through. They worked in harmony really well. They blended out beautifully together. The gradient feels like it's all coming from the same color story, even the same palette. You could convince me that all of these shades came from the same 9-pan eyeshadow palette, and I would believe you. And now I really want to create it. Oh my God, it would be so amazing. Unearthly, I just need what, a couple thousand more followers and we can make this happen. Unfortunately, a lot of the things I use today are from Unearthly already, so it already exists. I have a feeling these two shimmer palettes are gonna come in handy for pretty much every hue fixation. As a collector of pretty shiny, sparkly things, these feel essential to me. Also, revisiting Lure palettes, so much fun, and also going back to a few old favorites. Like, I love all of these palettes. I love all of these eyeshadow formulas, and I don't get to revisit them often enough, so I'm actually super thankful for this series, for this hashtag, because it allows me to go back and explore like everything in my collection that I already know that I love, but I just don't have time to play with on a regular basis because of the content that I have to produce regularly. So again, thank you Ratbor for creating this hashtag and giving us all an excuse to get creative. All right, I'm just rambling at this point and I'm just staring at my eyeshadow, so I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna call it a day. But before I do, please let me rattle off the spiel to you. Here are the many ways that you can help out my channel. You can give this video a big thumbs up. You can comment down below on what you thought of the video. You can subscribe. Any and all engagement with this video is crucial to its success in the algorithm. So if you have a few spare seconds, please engage with this video. You can follow me on other social media. I will leave those right there. Truly the only one I'm active on is Instagram, so you can always find me there. And if you imbibe, do something for my friend Lauren, who is currently pregnant with her second kid. Go have a drink for her. She was lamenting to me that she misses gin and tonics very badly right now, so I am going to do my best to honor her tonight. And with that, folks, please stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, off to go fight Batman. BRB.